Shattered space predictions. I guess, you know, over the course of today, we're probably going to get more information, but I guess everybody in chat, why don't you put down there what you expect the hour count to be for the DLC. I think it probably, I don't think this is like a Far Harbor size DLC. I'm getting the vibe that this is much smaller. We reached out to them asking for review codes and stuff, and they didn't send any out to anybody. So it wasn't even like selective to only like friends of BGS and sycophants. Like they just didn't send it to anybody, which I thought was interesting. My gut, I'm actually with Hibamaro. I think I'm feeling like 7 to 8. I think that that's probably about where we're at. Of course, like depends on how you count, because I do think with these expansions, there's a tendency to have a lot of stuff like optional things where it's like, oh yeah, if you collect all of these things, it takes you another 5 hours, but I have a feeling it's going to be smaller. That's what I'm guessing. But if it's 7 hours and it's an amazing 7 hours, who cares, right? Who cares? But this is it. So basically when you load in, after downloading the DLC, do not board, so you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna board. I'm pretty sure this is it, unless this is just like a really random encounter that I just so happened to time out this well. Docking with Todd. There we go. Bored. Are you bored yet? It's about 12 gigs when the other was only... Oh, I wonder if it reloads now. So if you missed the last one, we could get it to reload in third person, but not in first person. So if we fire, it reloads. It's like not quite, the animation isn't synced up. Look, he like grabs it underneath, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. $7 gun, by the way. But this is it. So they've shown a couple of little tidbits. They showed the spooky bit. They showed, of course, the like planet where you're gonna go to, and that's about all we've seen. Ooh, screen tearing out the ass. That's gross. Is that better? I think so. No screen tearing for you. Open the door. All the bodies. And I have all the ammo too.
I cannot give up.
Oh. Me. Okay. I hear whispers. I hear ghosty ghouly whispers.
Hold on. You are strong. Concentrate. I'm trying, Surak, but it's getting worse. I can feel my mind slipping. Fragmenting. I'll become one of them. You have to get away from me.
Zombies.
No, I will not leave you here.
Space zombies. Confirmed.
We share the space. This is our end. The great... No.
The Great Serpent?
It's happening. Sarok, run. I can't stop it. Basira.
Then she turns into a clicker. Okay. Sorry, bro.
I can feel a presence. But how?
So, just gonna say, I'm expecting I'm gonna be pretty over-leveled for this. It looks like everything's leveled around 35. I think in the settings I can scale it, so I might have to do that.
My mind turns against me.
Yeah.
I must return to engineering and make one last attempt to restore the power
See, I thought this was like a hallucination flashbacks, like Lost season 4 flash sideways kind of thing. But then she started attacking us. So I guess they were actually having a conversation with us just there. Loading screen. Floating through the sky. Oh, he's doing a little pirouette. You look great.
Post-incident log. Something has gone horribly wrong.
I can tell.
We were in orbit directly above Dazra, monitoring our current experiments when we experienced a sudden energy surge. I fear the source came from the city itself. It triggered our grav drive and jumped the Oracle to an unknown location. We thought members of the crew were somehow lost in the jump. But later, we were attacked by what I will refer to as vortex phantoms. I thought I recognized some of them.
This is super familiar. What movie does this?
Transformed them and warped their minds.
Am I crazy? I could have sworn there's a movie or something where there's like a spaceship, and then they jump, but people are lost in the process, and then they like turn. Isn't there a movie? Is it just Event Horizon? Is that what I'm thinking of? Like, this is so freaking familiar. Oh. Ow. Take that panacea. What gun would be better for this? Advanced. I don't think I have any real laser stuff. Basically, like, if you have any actual guns, of course, they give you a lot of push back. Sorry. I'm still, okay, there is a movie. What's the synopsis for Event Horizon? Because that, I swear to God, I've heard this exact story before. 1997 film. Yeah, Event Horizon. Spoilers, I guess. You hear a distress signal received from Event Horizon, a starship that disappeared during its maiden voyage to Proxima Centauri 7 years earlier. The ship mysteriously reappears in the orbit of Neptune, and the rescue vessel Lewis and Clark is dispatched to investigate. Its crew, Captain Miller, second in command, and Lieutenant blah, 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 blah. Rescue technician Cooper is joined by Dr. William Ware, the Event Horizon's designer. He briefs them on the ship's experimental gravity drive with a simple visualization of how it folds space-time. The distress signal consists of a series of screams and howls, but he can hear "Liberate me." When you board, you find evidence of a massacre. As they search for survivors, the ship's grav drive activates and briefly pulls Justin into a portal where he's causing shockwave damages to Lewis and Clark. The crew are forced to board the Event Horizon while Justin emerges in a catatonic state. Smith and Cooper are sent on a spacewalk to repair. They begin experiencing hallucinations corresponding to their fears and regrets. Miller sees a subordinate he was forced to abandon to his death. So it's Event Horizon. They explain that the ship's drive opened a gateway to a hellish dimension outside the known universe, implied to be hell, and that the Event Horizon has attained sentience. Miller decides to destroy it. Yeah, so it's Event Horizon. Okay. There's a Star Trek episode or two in a similar setup. Yeah, I mean, to be clear, with sci-fi stuff, there's very few original ideas anymore. Like, a lot of stuff has been done by other shows or films. So as long as you can like twist it. Are they clipped inside? Where are they? No, there you are. As long as there's like an interesting twist to it, I can't be that mad. It is funny that like immediately, what the fuck is with this gun? It is funny that like immediately the story is just like, I swear to God, I've heard this before. This is like, I know this story, you know, it I don't know. Have they talked about it? Have they talked about it being inspired by that? Is that like a thing? Okay, where'd they go? Where'd they go? There they are. Hey, ladies. I'm pretty sure that this like circular blast, wait for the circular blast. I'm pretty sure it's the same particle effect as like Skyrim used for some of their magic. You'll have to look at it and tell me. I think it is. It looks just the same as, I forget the name of the spell. But But there was a spell in like Skyrim that has the same circular like sphere effect, which I find funny. Is the DLC included with Game Pass, the Game Pass version? I genuinely don't know. Can anybody look it up? I actually don't know if they're selling this separately. That's a very good question. No, it's not included. Okay, well, there you go. Not included. I thought I was going to read this off, but it's not reading it off, so I'll read it off. Elijah, thank you for the first super chat at $5. Luke, by your estimation, how much additional detail does this, I know where this is going, does this DLC provide? If you were to assign it a factor, what would it be? 2 times, 4 times, 8 times?
16 times the detail.
I wonder what it's like for Todd to be like, anytime I go on stage, if I say anything, it's going to be turned into a meme. That's got to be kind of stressful, right? Like, you literally can't say anything because it's going to be memed into oblivion. But also, like, it's kind of your own damn fault at the same time, you know? It's like, I don't really feel that bad for you. Plus, Todd, by all accounts, is like pretty wealthy. He's doing just fine. And I know people are like, well, rich people are people too. But also, like, you get to make fun of people when they're rich and not feel bad about it. I think that's my stance. I do pretty well for myself, and you guys are allowed to make fun of me. You know? Them's the rules. So one of the things I was hoping to see in this DLC was more experimentation with the zero grav stuff, because I felt like in the base game, they didn't really do a good job of experimenting with different gameplay systems in singular quest lines. It felt like you either had just a straight combat encounter, or you had like zero grav stuff, or you had, you know, space combat or space flight or this or that. It didn't feel like they mixed and matched things that often, which was frustrating because I was like, that's one of the coolest things about doing a game set in space, is that you can mix all these different gameplay systems together and get interesting and dynamic encounters that you didn't anticipate. All the balls are still on the table. That's funny. But they didn't really do that much. Oh, there they go. But this is basically what I was hoping to see, was for them to start experimenting with it more. But so far, it is pretty straightforward. I forgot, I have a mod that makes it so they spawn, so the health stuff goes, because I was trying to capture footage of the monsters. I'll take the key card. You gotta love when the key card's exactly where you wanted it to be. Just chilling? Okay.
After the initial jump, areas of the Oracle have somehow been sectioned off by strange energy fields or barriers. The fields allow no one to pass and are somehow able to repel, almost teleport, the trespasser back. I am certain these new fields are related to the Vortex Phantoms. Both resonate with the same energy pattern. The exact same pattern we were studying for Anasco's experiments. Something happened in Dazra. And if the situation is bad here, I fear for our brethren in the city.
I find it, I'm still just a little surprised that it is a straight, like, almost 1-to-1 of the movie. Like, so far it's like pretty on the nose.
No, they are coming.
Don't mind me. I'm just chilling. Oh, sorry, Robin. Sorry. She's like one of the DLC, not DLC, mod companions. Because I couldn't stand the ones in the base game. Like, oh, I can get Ko to come with me and I can hear him whine about stuff. I'm just filled with emotion so much. I'm such a sensitive guy. Like, chill out. Chill out. Oh. Hey, Robin. This is one of the main reasons that Bethesda uses the creation engine, is because they can simulate so many physics objects at the same time. Now, in some games, that's utilized like crazy. I mean, in games like Fallout or even the Elder Scrolls, where every little piece of crap in an environment can be interacted with, picked up, moved, whatever. That can be pretty cool. And in the base game of Starfield, it felt like there weren't a lot of use cases like this where, oh yeah, there's like a bunch of junk in here. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can just mess around with it. They showed some stuff where they're like, look, you can pick up thousands of sandwiches and play around with it. And that's true, but like, does that justify the game having like constant load screens? Probably not. It just kind of depends on, I guess, your personal opinion and personal preference. For me, I would rather have like a seamless sense of exploration than something that can simulate a lot of junk. I just don't think that this is like particularly important to a game like this, but I know some people eat it up and love it. So more power to you if you are one of those people that loves it. It's just not me. Reconnect second power cell.
Where did they go? Something is wrong. No! Not now! I have to hold on!
Oh, he's angry now. Don't mind me. Yeah, see, the Beowulf's really good when you can like hit the shots. Works wonders. Tell you what. Where you go? Oh my god. It's okay, professional gamer right here. Just taking all the stuff. I'll worry about it later. Worry about all the junk later. Don't mind me. I will say the game is running way better than it used to. They have done some work there. You know, we're at 4K. It is using DLSS, I believe, but we're not doing frame generation right now because it causes screen tearing. But it's much more solid than it has been in the past, which I appreciate. Initiate mainframe reboot.
Mainframe reboot initiated. Commencing protocol.
Oh my god. It's red and a
Station
little blue.
lockdown completed. All major systems on standby. Mainframe reboot completed. Warning. Station jump procedure initiated. Please check your surroundings to ensure personal safety.
Uh-oh.
Jump in 3, 2,
Not good.
1. Execute. Jump completed. Station lockdown released. Initiating data transfer.
Oh. We've moved to another
transmission.
planet.
This is Dazra calling the Oracle Station. We've received your transmission.
Good.
Your orders are to send a representative down here immediately. It appears we have much to discuss.
Okay. It's straight up Event Horizon. Oh, that's funny. So far, I like that they're adding in the anti-gravity stuff at the outset. I like that. Because again, I felt like in the base game, they didn't experiment with it too much. And I at the time, I thought that was really disappointing because I was like, you're in space. Do space stuff. Like, do crazy stuff with zero gravity more often. Do lots of quests like that where you have to like move physics objects around. That's the whole reason you have the creation engine to begin with. But they didn't really do a whole lot with it. But in this case, I mean, I'm liking what they're doing so far. Is it enough to like, you know, justify $30? I mean, so far, no, but we also are like not even really started. My main goal is to get to this new area and just see what they've got with it. Like how big it is, what we're dealing with. I have disconnected from your docking mechanism. And if anybody's wondering why my ship has a protuberance, it's because we tested all of the paid mods and paid habs and stuff, and that's what those are. Those are mostly the paid rooms and stuff you can add. Some of them very cheap from other people, from like modders and stuff, and then a couple of them are the official Bethesda ones. Okay, let's see what we got.
Landing Struts primed. Retros firing.
Here we are. How much content is in it? We don't know.
Hold very still.
We don't know.
And choose your words carefully.
They did not send out review codes or let anybody play it beforehand. So,
You have no
except
right
at like
to be here.
Gamescom, I think people tried it.
Tell me how you found this place.
Or I think at Gamescom it was like a closed door, like hands off preview. So like people from the studio were playing it and press got to watch them play it. But
No signal should have left this system. But the Oracle was lost.
It was deemed necessary at the time. We will reevaluate that decision in light of what has happened. Forrest, I think we need not fear our guest. Perhaps, in this time of need, the Great Serpent has delivered us a gift.
Counselor, with due respect, we have not had unannounced visitors here in generations. It is a clear breach of security.
seems awkward to point your gun at your
Do not
friend while
disagree,
talking to him.
and I know that security, in whatever small form we can grasp it, is of paramount importance. But you must acknowledge the time, and perhaps...
Hold on, no, I wanted to set the non straight on camera.
We received the automated
I guess I have to wait for the
transmission,
dialogue to be over.
but you are
That was a good
certainly
patch
not
they
who
put
we
out, I think.
expected to find.
Great Serpent,
What's happening again?
hear me.
Speaker, we are here!
We have reached out to you to seek guidance in our hour of need. The gate in the Citadel has been opened just to seek you. Have I failed you?
Kind
What
of.
is this place? Where am I? Why do you not show yourself? I strive only to follow your command. All must serve. Please, do not leave me in darkness. I seek only your wisdom, your guidance. Great Serpent, your children cry out to you.
I really hope we actually get to fight like a great serpent. You know, like a massive space snake. That'd be cool. I hope it's not like a dude wearing a headdress.
I feel
Are you okay, bro?
I feel something, yet I see nothing. Is this a test? What do you require of me?
I swear to God, if I'm the great serpent.
Great Serpent, I have done all that I can. The scaled citadel itself has been transformed to petition you. I know that all must serve,
True.
but I need more. I require guidance. Take pity on us and reveal the way forward.
Well, fam, no clue what he's talking about. He's clearly crazy.
Our leader, Anasko Varun, he has appeared like this over and over. So many of our people have been trapped in this state, these vortex phantoms. But usually they are hostile and lash out. Anasko is different. If only we could hear his voice, some reassurance that all is not lost.
He sounds plenty lost. I don't think you gotta worry about that. I think it's a...
You could hear him.
Yeah.
Despite the sightings, none have heard the word from Anasko in all this time, yet you claim to.
Yep, sounded crazy.
Do not toy with me. Not about this. If you speak truth, you must prove it. What did he say?
All must serve. Trying to contact Great Serpent, but something's wrong. He sounds lost. Yeah.
Aye, the Serpent. The experiment was a secret, even to many of our own people. Truly, you did hear Anasko. You have been chosen.
Yeah. Bye. Oh, you're gonna talk.
People of House Varun, hear me. We have asked the Great Serpent for deliverance from our calamity, and he has answered us. This outsider has been chosen as the most unlikely vessel for the Great Serpent's divine providence.
I mean, I'm pretty cool. It's
He
not
will
super
help
unlikely.
save us all. Outsider, please. There is no denying you have been sent here as a sign. You must help us. But there are precepts that must be followed, principles that must be obeyed. Even in these dire circumstances, we cannot turn from Jinan Varun's teachings. You will be granted safe passage through Dazra and the lands beyond. No harm will come to you. On that, you have my word.
Challenge accepted.
You even have my assurance that your compatriot here will also remain unharmed. But to truly aid us, you must become part of House Varun. This is not a thing done lightly, and it cannot be taken back. Will you commit to helping us by becoming one of the promised?
I mean, I'm like, what if I'm role-playing as somebody that just doesn't want to sign up to a weird snake cult?
The Serpent has brought us all here together for a reason. We cannot, must not, fight what is ordained. I understand that this is a great deal to absorb. Please take a moment to think it over. But House Varun cannot wait forever.
Oh wait, is there no choice to just... I have to just join the cult? He just stands there until you agree to join the cult? Yeah, he totally does. Okay, well... I guess I don't have a choice. Yeah, your options are yes or yes later.
Outsider. I remain hopeful that the Serpent...
Okay, I will roleplay as somebody agreeing to join the cult, but my plan is to double-cross them and become the snake god myself.
Deliver us from this crisis.
Sure, totally in.
Excellent. Please, come with me. Forgive me for not introducing myself. I am Malibor Dulkev, a member of the High Council of House Varun. I have been asked to represent the council in this moment.
Okay.
Please, enter our city. You have my word that you will not be harmed.
He keeps saying that, and I didn't feel that threatened before, but I feel more threatened now that he keeps telling me he's not going to hurt me.
They are not used to outsiders. Open the gate!
Open sesame.
Must tell you what I revealed for now, but surely you saw the scaled citadel as you arrived. It was the center of an explosion of sorts that has annihilated most of our city. We have lost many of our brothers and sisters. I believe we are still in danger.
Counselor, what is the meaning of this?
Is there a problem, Makula?
The city is in shambles, the speaker is missing, and here you are leading some outsider through our sacred space? Why allow this husk to defile our city? Have we not lost enough?
Have faith. I believe this outsider was guided here by the Great Serpent himself. Soon, Serpent willing, they will be one of us.
Every time I hear the Serpent willing, it makes me think of that South Park episode where they're making fun of like scientism in the future, where they're like, oh, by science, or oh my science. But in this case, it's just all serpent related stuff. Oh, for the love of Serpent. Oh my Serpent. Walking slowly, walking slowly. Oh, Serpent, please. There's your aliens. So this is one point where I'll defend Starfield. A lot of people might get two kind of nuances mixed up. So there's like hard sci-fi and soft sci-fi. Hard sci-fi is like super grounded, focused in realism. You know, it's like the parts of Starfield where it's like you go to a planet and it's completely barren and empty. That's like hard sci-fi because it's very realistic that there would not be stuff everywhere, no matter where you land on any planet. The more soft sci-fi is like the Star Wars kind of thing where everybody happens to speak the same language, you know? Because like we could complain about how people on this planet for some reason are speaking the same language as us. That doesn't really make any sense, let's be honest. Like people on Earth that live, 200 miles apart from each other could speak totally different languages. So is it that likely they'd all speak the same language and have the same accents? I mean, no, but it's also like, it's a video game and it's soft sci-fi. Like you're not supposed to really take it that seriously. So there's stuff like that. And then like, oh, there's no like big alien species that you're interacting with regularly other than like hostile enemies. That also just seems to be a choice they made in terms of this universe, that they didn't want like the Jabba the Hutts. They didn't want the Greedo, I think is what it is. Like they just didn't want those types of enemies or aliens running around. And honestly, like it could have been that it just was like an animation problem. It could have been that they just didn't want to deal with the headache. It could have been this, could have been that. I don't know. But for whatever reason, they chose not to do that. I'm ready. Yeah, send me on my way.
Then enter, and I shall guide you along the Serpent's path. But this is a journey you must undertake alone.
Walk the Serpent's
Your
path.
escort cannot follow.
Escort? She's a companion. It's a little dismissive. So much for being an RPG. I mean, it's been a frustration of mine for a long time that it feels like the term RPG doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like people just throw that out even though there is no playing of a role. Like the idea, for me at least, of an RPG is that you get to choose, like, you get to choose how you want to play. If you want to play evil, you can play evil. If you want to play good, you can play good. If you want to play somebody that's shy and nervous, or somebody that's bombastic and chaotic, you can do that, and you get to choose your role and play accordingly. But it feels like nowadays everything is just, yeah, it's totally an RPG. You have to do this very specific thing. You can't really play your own way, but yeah, it's totally an RPG. And it just drives me crazy. To be fair, it's not just BGS, like everybody does this. But I feel like BGS specifically used to be much better about role play. Like even back in the day with Fallout 3 and Skyrim and those games, they were really good about it. And then it just went out the window. It's just, that's not what these games are.
They were each alone and isolated. Individual tiny flames that could be snuffed out at a moment's notice.
Are all of the candle flames like perfectly synchronized? Yeah, I don't think they're any different. That's funny. You just barely notice because they all look completely identical, the actual like flame, but they could have staggered them a little more.
But Jinan encountered a great serpent.
They're off by like a few frames, which is fine. See, this is pretty. I like this. Look how pretty this is. It's like a sandfall, not even a waterfall. It's like a sandfall. Like this looks handcrafted.
And they cast aside the burdens of their former lives. And thus, House Varun was born. Now you too have the chance to cast aside your burdens, to relieve yourself of anything that holds you back.
Yep. I will relieve myself. Sacrificial brazier. Sacrifice. What do I sacrifice? Categories? Oh, there's nothing. Maybe. Okay, let me get like right up on the brazier and try to drop it here. Let's just drop a power pack I don't need. Drop. I missed. No! And then there's nothing to drop in. You can't select anything. Okay, I guess we're not sacrificing anything. I tried. I couldn't overcome my own limitations. Incense burner. Nice.
The people's hopes and fears and dreams were entrusted to the Great Serpent. They made the leap of faith that brought House Varun to greatness. You may now follow in their footsteps and take that same leap. Embrace the Great Serpent, and he will embrace you.
Okay. Come here, Great Serpent. Let me embrace you. Whoosh. I will say I love this because this is like very different from the base game, because it's like, ooh, cave, desert, whatever, but then we go back to like steel stairs. Like, why are these here? Like, these are stairs installed by people in like space stations. Did they just put this here so that if you didn't have a jump pack or you were having trouble there, you could just walk around? Is that why this is here? Kind of feels like it. Feels very out of place, you know? Those are the DSP stairs.
Settled this world. At first, in these very caves, Shinan Varun himself slept among them in these shelters. It was here that he spread the word of the Serpent. It was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of their place in the universe.
And now we're just back to regular Starfield. I was eating up the new environments.
The Great Serpent's return. He will encircle the universe he created, and all those who do not follow will be cast into shadow.
Where's the voice coming from? There are speakers on the ceiling. You'll see them occasionally.
And saw how they had been blessed despite the difficult new life that awaited them. You too will do well to feel that solace amidst the pain.
Okay. Contemplate the shrouding. Ow. Ow. Meditate. In the poison. Good, good. It's like playing Suicide Squad. You just submit to the corrosive nature of it while it consumes you.
Until that day comes, we are the voice and the hands of the Great Serpent. Our every act a sacrifice to hasten his return. Make now a sacrifice to prove your devotion. And remember, whether in life or in death, all must serve.
Okay. Hello? Kid Groat? What? What are we doing? Do I kill you? Okay. Okay, sure, yep. It was like, make a sacrifice. I thought it was like sacrifice something of yours, but it's just like kill one of these things. I'm like, okay, cool.
Let us begin.
Easy.
The final ritual.
Final ritual. I'm tripping balls. So are my frames. Oh my god. Look at that frame rate. Oh wow.
To solidify this bond, you are presented with a simple choice. Before you on this dais are several items. They represent different aspects of House Varun's connection to the Great Serpent. Pick the two that call to you. Place them on the altars. Offerings to the Great Serpent that he may fill you with his spirit.
Fill me.
And make you a promise.
Fill me so good. Okay. I just need to take these. Okay. Place obedience. Hey, what's up?
And so you arise, one of the promised of House Varun. Did you feel the great serpent working within you? Do you feel born anew? Perhaps. Yet you still made an effort to engage with what you encountered along the way. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed. The people of House Varun will now trust you, and that alone is worth the time spent. Your devotion and strength will bring glory to the great serpent and to House Varun. I grant you the title of Harbinger. All will know you. All will trust you. Above us, in the grand ship morning, jewel of the Varun fleet, the High Council awaits your arrival. Serve them. Serve the great serpent. All must serve.
I think the deal with Starfield is that, like, they built all these assets and stuff for the game, and they only have so many assets that are usable with this iteration of the creation engine with this level of fidelity. Like, if they use Skyrim assets, for example, they're going to look out of place. If they use Fallout assets, they're going to look out of place. So they have to use all this stuff they built from scratch. And the thing is, like, some of these really cool things that I like that are more unique and handcrafted, like the cave that they've put together here, I like that. But it's also, like, very, very clear that they didn't have, like, they didn't build stairs that fit with this style of environment. So they just have to use the steel stairs they used before. So you end up with these environments where they're like, okay, and now we need you to take an elevator or basically go up back to the surface, but we don't have any means of doing that. So we're going to use this weird, like, airlock system, and then you're going to take an elevator. You know, it just is a little jarring because it doesn't feel, now we're back here. We're in, like, their ship that overlooks the city and everything. So that's fine. How do you know my name is Harbinger? Word gets around quick. Real quick, let me catch up on a couple of these. Francis, let's see, I read that one. Chaos, thank you for that. Do you think this game will go to PS5? I think so eventually. I don't know if it actually, like, helps Xbox that much. I don't know how much Starfield sells on PS5. It might sell a lot for all I know. I genuinely have no idea if it's worth the trouble. I don't know. But I think that it's likely it goes eventually. JBJ, thank you also for subbing with Prime over on Twitch. Thank you. Banana, thank you for the chew. Your idea of it being Event Horizon sounded better. I mean, I really hope that this is all building up to a crescendo of, like, a big boss fight against a big serpent. That's, like, what I think of when I hear the great serpent be with you and stuff. I'm like, oh, are they setting this up for, like, a super cool encounter with a giant serpent that, like, encompasses the whole city? That could be bad. Or, like, it's the sandworm thing from Dune. That could be really cool. I could love that. But I swear to Todd, if it ends up being a dude wearing a hat, I'm gonna be upset. I didn't realize how much taller I am. Why am I so much taller than you? There, okay, I was standing on a ledge. I was like, I am so much taller.
Welcome, Harbinger. You stand before what remains of the High Council, advisors to Nasco Varun.
I swear to God, if it is Todd, Todd should put himself in. Imagine if Todd is the Great Serpent. Or it's just a body scan of Phil Spencer or something. That'd be great.
House Kadik, and we are joined by Lovek of House Vital. We are, all of us, hopeful that your arrival in Dazra and your clear connection to Nasco Varun, for the first time in weeks, represent some semblance of hope.
I don't have a connection. Someone needs to explain what's going on with all the houses. Aren't you all house for... yeah, I don't have any connection.
But you do. We have only seen brief glimpses of him since the incident. But you heard him speak. How can that be taken as anything other than providence? Please, just allow us a moment to explain.
By all means, Malabor. I can't wait to see how you spend this.
Please, can we just for a moment...
Can we just for a moment what? Discuss whether or not to allow the first convert to House Barun since before any of us were born? A bit late on that, it seems.
You were not there. You did not see Anasco. It felt different. We have already wasted so much time.
You're correct. I was not there. Because you elected to travel to the spaceport on your own. And then decided this on your own.
Do not waste time with more bickering. Anasco, and by extension House Varun, suffers with every passing moment.
Of course, Lovek. My apologies. Please, Malabor, do go on.
Anasco Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us. Anasco wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent, and so sought a means of reaching out.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Katik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the matter and do not know the full motive.
The point is that a series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to hopefully make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
We do not know what happened. We were not inside the Scaled Citadel at the time.
Had we been, we wouldn't be standing here now. We'd be like the rest of them.
A great tide of energy emanated from the Scaled Citadel and swept across Dazra. Much was destroyed in its wake. Those caught in the blast have been left in a state of confusion, trapped halfway between our universe and the Vortex. The Citadel itself remains in such a state. Right there and yet beyond our reach.
They've been talking so long that it went to the like standby camera. Even the game got bored. Oh my god.
Assume that the experiment is
oh
still
wow.
Somehow preventing us from entering the Citadel. We cannot get in, so cannot stop it. We're beginning to lose hope before you arrive.
Me too. Yep. Oh, okay. Still, he's like, give me just a moment to explain. I still don't know why I'm needed for all this.
Your arrival and your interaction with Anasco shows that he can still be saved. A plan had been devised to access the Citadel, but the work stalled. Clearly, it is time to move forward with it.
Yep.
The current head of our science team, Ekris, should be in Jinan Plaza down below us, towards the Citadel. Tell him about your experience with Anasco, and that work on the morning device must proceed.
Okay. Wow. That was a lot. Dazra said, okay. That was a lot. Okay. How is it so far? Asks Insane on Twitch. So here's the thing, okay? Here's what we're dealing with. It so far, the story hook, I just personally don't find particularly interesting. It's built around a great serpent, and the way that they try to tie the player into the story is by saying you're seeing visions of this guy, our former leader, who died in probably that whole mess. And so you have some connection with us somehow. We just don't know yet. And it's like, okay. But it mandates that you go and join their cult, their snake worshiping cult in order to progress at all. Like there is no option to go about this outside of the cult. You have to go through these hoops if you want. Vacant house, I'm guessing that means we can buy the house. It seems, let's pull up the city map. So there we go. This is the map of the city and this landing area. So there's a couple little locations out here. It looks like, there was a very similar place to this on the actual moon, like our moon that you could go to. This seems a little interesting. There's maybe something there. This looks like it's an interesting little cave structure. Maybe we go try that. And then, I mean, this is pretty much it. They've said that the DLC is this handcrafted area. So this is the expansion. Maybe there's other locations we'll go to. I'm not super sure, but this does seem to be the focus of it. Beyond this, I mean, out there's some stuff. There's my ship. Being able to buy a house is cool. I always like that. I appreciate that as a little option. There's some shops. It doesn't, like, it's not particularly populated, but you know, it's also a creation engine game, so they can't really do a whole lot. But more than anything, I'm kind of annoyed that I have to join their snake cult to do anything. I played the base game trying to be like very anti, like, faction, trying to maintain my individuality. And even with this, like, it doesn't really make sense why they wouldn't allow you to help them while maintaining distance from the cult. Like, you know, they should just be glad that I am participating, or willing to help, even though I don't want to join their rituals. Let me kill their sacred birds. So I don't know, is it that big of a deal? Not really, but it's still just, it reminds you that this isn't really a role-playing game at this point. It's more about doing precisely what they need you to do to continue the story. And it's just, I don't know, for me, it's not that compelling. It's the one thing I really loved about Far Harbor is, like, their characters, for one, were pretty interesting from the outset. I thought the premise was interesting as well. I guess no spoilers, because I could just go in and spoil all of that. But there are some really interesting ideas and themes that they didn't really explore that much in the base game, that they really explored a lot in the DLC, Far Harbor. But with this, so far, I'm just not seeing any like really cool concepts other than, I guess, the idea of cults within this world or this universe. And so far, I'm not particularly interested, but that could also just be me as someone that doesn't find that particularly compelling as a concept. What do you guys think as you are watching? Do you find it actually very compelling? Are you now like convinced? Are you gonna go download this and buy it immediately? Because remember, it's about 30 bucks. $30 dues. Granted, we're very early. We're only like an hour into it, but still. You'd hope after an hour you'd be like, hell yeah. Like, compare this to like Phantom Liberty, which of course was like a bigger expansion than this, but that's kind of the ballpark that we're talking about, right? It's a big expansion, and in terms of pacing, within the first hour of Phantom Liberty, I think you have a pretty good idea that I want to play this. I want to buy this. You can shut off the stream. You're like, okay, I need to play this myself. But with this so far, I'm not particularly interested. Like, I'm starting to get why they probably didn't send out review codes, which is not a good feeling to have, you know? No review codes is a huge red flag. Well, like, I agree that I would rather they send review codes, even like, not to me, like the odds of them sending me one were shockingly low, but just to send it out to people so they can make more informed decisions. Like, just with game length. You know, if I'm gonna spend 30 bucks and this thing is only like 6 hours long, I'd rather know that before I spend that money, right? And it just doesn't feel right to hide that info from people. But on the same side, like, I think the odds are pretty high that probably for GTA 6, they're not gonna send review codes to hardly anybody. Like, do I love that? No, but I think it's probably because they know that people are still gonna buy it, and consumers know it's probably gonna be really, really good. So don't need to risk having things spoiled, you know? But I agree. I would much rather if they had sent review codes. I don't know, man. I was pretty hopeful. I was pretty hopeful. You know, we even did a stream clip where I was like, it actually could be, this could be like big. It could be really good. But after an hour, I'm like looking for any reason not to keep playing, which is not where you want to be an hour into a brand new expansion. But I don't know. What I think I'll do is I'll keep playing it off stream so you guys can save yourselves. But as of right now, I think if we keep playing, we're all gonna have our minds slowly melt. Let's compare it to this. Let's compare it to this. Okay, first hour of Phantom Liberty. Okay, it's a little bit more expensive than this, but of course we have all of this. We have these sequences. We have Songbird. We have these big set piece encounters with the ship crashing and like this. You remember this?
Songbird! God damn it!
What a crazy introduction!
Shit! Fuck me!
So like big set pieces right off the bat, right off the rip. Absolutely crazy. Look at that. Now, granted, I'm a sucker for big set piece stuff. Like I love handcrafted set piece encounters and boss fights where it might be more scripted, it might be more linear, there might be more things like hand put together to you know, just be particularly epic. But I feel like nowadays games are so competitive, or the games industry is so competitive, that you kind of do have to nail the intro. Otherwise people are just going to mentally check out, you know? And I feel like that's what's just happened with this Starfield DLC is we're like an hour in and I'm already like bored to tears. And maybe it gets really good later on, but as of right now, I'm just like, man, there's like a bar. I could go buy a house. There's a med bay. There's a couple locations over there. And then of course there's still the quest line, but even like this is just a shrine. There's probably going to be a cutscene or something that plays out there, but I don't know, just already kind of like mentally fried.